It has been a hot minute, pardon the pun, because we are in a heat wave. I have chosen to have a coffee decaf, but I feel like I should have definitely had an iced coffee because I'm sweating already. My mornings, as you may have seen, are slightly different. Usually not as structured, but we move. So I thought I would have a chatty video talking about my life, where I am now. So those of you that have seen my previous videos, you will have noticed I am not pregnant anymore. I am a mama. I'm a seater, a mummy, a mum. I'm all of the things, which is super exciting. I am very happy to say that my little boy is almost a month old already, which is crazy to say, but it's both flown by and also been the most amazing time. Sorry, for those that don't know me, my name is Maya. I am a first-time mama. I run my own creative agency called Creative Evolution, where I do social media management and all things creative, and I share a lot of that on this platform, as well as the fact that I do a lot of creator events and UGC, so I share my tips and tricks and things that I go to and events, as well as my life. And recently, over the last 11 months, I've been sharing my journey of becoming a mama, of pregnancy, of the ups and downs of that, of gestational diabetes. Feel free to go through some of my videos if you're interested in any of that journey, my pregnancy journey. And I'm just starting the journey of postpartum, of actually being a mum with baby outside of my body. So I will be sharing that as well. I feel very sweaty, so apologies if I end up sweating a lot during this video. Hopefully not too much, but I just couldn't wait to catch up with you guys. Because I had gestational diabetes, I ended up having an induction, so I probably will go into my full birth story another time because it's quite traumatic. Everyone says that, but it's a bit deep and I don't want to go into that energy. It's slightly different energy. Obviously, I'm very grateful and it was worth it, but yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster at the same time. I ended up getting induced. I was 40 days plus 4 when I went in and ended up having an emergency C-section, sadly. My induction was having my waters broken and then the oxytocin drip. Yeah, that then resulted in an emergency C-section in the end. Baby was born at 3:39 or 3:36 in the morning, because I don't know the exact time. That doesn't make me a bad mum. It's on the form and I can't remember which one it is. But he arrived safely. I was happy to have Sam, my boyfriend, with me because yeah, it was a lot at the time. He's gorgeous. I am biased, but honestly, gorgeous. We have had quite a journey. I'm very grateful because Sam has a lot of time off, which isn't usual. As a dad in the UK, you tend to get 2 weeks statutory, and then anything extra is kind of a bonus. It's based off the company. He has 6 weeks paternity, but has also called in every favour, booked extra holiday, everything. So he's been off since a week before my due date, and then is back at work next week for 5 days and then has another month off. So he's had 2-3 months off total. I'm so very grateful for that because honestly, it's been a bit of a roller coaster to say the least. I have been breastfeeding exclusively and then was expressing and bottle feeding alongside breastfeeding, but I'm not doing formula at the minute. I don't want to, but I'm also very open to, as long as my baby's being fed and is healthy, that's the way forward. His name is Trent. He's just such a cutie. Every day is different. I'm learning a lot about myself, a lot about our relationship. It's bringing us closer. Of course, learning about the baby that I've been growing in my body for the last 9-10 months. It's amazing. We've got a bit more I don't want to say, it's not really a routine because it's not routine, but more of a system, I guess, of sleeping, changing his nappy, doing the feed, how to do the feed, the bottle feed, how to breastfeed, because honestly, first week and a half, brutal. I always thought that breastfeeding was you just kind of put them on the boob, drink from your boob. That's like it. Essentially, yes, but there's so many different parts to it. There's the latch, there's increasing your supply, there is the positions and how to hold them and making sure you're holding them the back of their neck and not their head, and making sure that they're facing you when you're giving them eye contact, and the pacing of their feed to be able to work out where they are in the feed, and offering both boobs, and latch, which means that you need to position your nipple to their nose to make sure that's going to the roof of the mouth, otherwise it hurts. And also your nipples are just sensitive the first week and a half anyway, because I mean, each to their own, but mine weren't getting sucked every day. 24/7 every couple hours because they have to feed every 2 to 3 hours at the very start, and that's 24/7. It's not like 2 to 3 hours between 9 and 5. It's a lot. And newborns do sleep a lot, but very short periods. So as much as it's like, yeah, sleep when baby's sleeping, I feel like you pick and choose what you want to do. I've ended up a couple days just not sleeping anywhere near as much because I wanted to do the laundry, I wanted to have a shower, I wanted to eat, or I just wanted to like lie there and stare into space. I wanted to scroll, or I wanted to reply to messages or have a call. That's like one task per window, it feels like. By the time you've kind of got him to settle down, put him down, the transfer is always like such a process. It's like he wakes up knowing that he's not on you anymore, so then you might have to do it again. And the 2 hours starts at the start of the feed. So if he feeds for 40 minutes, you've got an hour 20 for the next feed, which is just... And same with like putting on weight, the conversation of thinking that you leave hospital, you breastfeed, you just move on. No, Trent was actually underweight because they want him to return to birth weight by, I think it's day 5, day 10. So ending up having him weighed, him being under, then they have to schedule a new appointment. So it's like 2-3 days after, and then he was underweight still. So then you have to go back. It's another appointment. You're back at the hospital. He gets weighed. He's under. You're like, oh, honestly, it's so demoralizing, especially when it was like hours of feeding. Boobs hurt, your nipples hurt, you're tired, you want to cry. A lot of the times when you're breastfeeding, you're like, especially at the start, for me, it was like he was crying because he was getting aggravated that he couldn't latch and he was hungry. I'm crying because I'm thinking, I just want this to work. I want to be able to feed my baby. There's no other solution. No one else can help me out as much as Sam's helping with changing nappies, with getting me snacks, with getting me water and squash and ice drinks, ice cream, setting up my iPad so I have something to watch, or setting up the TV, or like whatever he's doing, which he was doing the most. He can't replace that task. And when that's not working, it's aggravating. And especially because I'm so strong that I want to breastfeed, I don't particularly want to use formula. It's personal preference what people do, but for me, I just really don't want to use formula, and so it's why I've stuck it out, because it's hard. It's so hard. I've recently got pumps which are hands-free, which means that I'm able to express more. So especially during the heat wave, I've spent days just solely expressing. I've had 1 or 2 sessions that are like actually on the boob because it is such a miracle bonding. I've got my latch better, like positioning better for his latch, and it's so rewarding to feel like your body is feeding this human that you've created in your body. But it's just too hot to have him on me all the time, and me realizing from expressing and making bottles, I've realized how much he's drinking, because the milk is for food, for hydration. They tend to go on the boob for comfort, for support, if they're tired, if they're stressed, for everything basically. So if I had him on my boob, I probably would have him on the boob most of the day, and it's sweaty, I'm hot. He would get hot. As much as we've got an aircon unit in our bedroom, so I've been living in the bedroom basically for the last week and a half probably, realistically, it also means that you don't really get a chance to cool down properly, because then he's hungry again anyway. It's a lot. So bottle feeding, but also means that Sam gets a chance to take some of that load off. We get to take it in turns a bit more, which is nice. It's refreshing to be able to have like mini breaks. So yesterday was my first day out. I went out with my mum for a few hours, and it was kind of refreshing to be able to be out and know that he's got plenty of food, plenty of milk, but also I needed it for my mental health, just to get away for a minute, take a beat, because I hadn't really left the bedroom for ages. I feel like I'm just rambling. I'm not really saying anything with structure. Also, for those that have watched before, you may have noticed I've moved home. We moved house at the end of my pregnancy, just before baby arrived. We love it here. It's so nice. Nesting was like full swing to unpack everything before baby arrived, because it's been so chaotic since he arrived, and kind of happy that we did that, even though I was absolutely exhausted. Like third trimester, trying to unpack and organize things and sell things and get rid of things. There's still a lot that needs sorting. The place needs a clean and like everything else, but it's just low stress at the minute, knowing that even though it's been a month, I'm very at the minute thinking I would love to clean. I'm also prioritizing that little time to myself, and so I've done the laundry, I've made myself coffee. I'm recording this because this YouTube does bring me joy and I haven't done it in so long and I've missed it, that I'm prioritizing that. I will probably clean later today because he's had better, like I said, it's more a system than a routine, but he's had better frequency in feeds, sleep, that there's a decent amount of sleep as well before he wakes up, and that just gives us a chance to do what needs to be done. So that'll probably be a today job. It won't be the whole house clean, but at least just, you know, a touch up because it's so messy. It looks like a postpartum house. Let's just put it that way. But it's so nice having the house, and Leia loves it. I think my last video I didn't mention it, but unfortunately our cat Jax passed away. I'm not going to dwell on it too long, it's because it's such a downer. He had heart disease from December, we discovered, and then it progressed to heart failure, which we discovered in, I'm gonna say February, March, I think. Oh no, I think April actually, because it was a week after he had to be put on more medication, and then a week after was him being sadly put down because he wasn't eating, he wasn't taking the tablets, and it was just no quality of life. He was only 2 years old. We hadn't even had him for 2 years, so it was very upsetting. Leia we got after Jax, so we were worried about her, but we literally, the day after he was put down, we were moving. So for me, I compartmentalized and mourned a bit, then just started packing because I was like, we're moving tomorrow. We moved. For Leia, it's like a new environment, so she's having to adapt to that, and I think it helped her not necessarily notice Jax wasn't here for a while because it was a new place. So it was almost like a completely new chapter, that she's getting used to a new place without him, rather than being in the same place that he was around and you could probably smell him and would expect to see him, because even us looking at the windowsill where he loved to lie would have been hard if we were still there. So it was kind of nice that the focus was on the new house. And we have got like a little shrine for him up in the bedroom that's like his ashes and a little urn, his favourite toy, his blanket we took him home in, and some of the prints and stuff and other bits that are for him. Thoroughly miss him. It's not that he's been forgotten, and it's just sad really. But we still have Leia, we have baby, so it's just like we had a lot on. As morbid as it sounds, it's kind of good that it happened when it did. The move would have been too stressful for him, for his little heart, and also same with the baby. It would have been a lot trying to manage a cat that was having medication in the morning and evening, and a lot of medication, and having to go in and out of the vets while having baby and moving. Like, it would have just been a lot. So at the same time, I wanted him to meet baby and thoroughly miss him, but it's what it is. That's life really. On a better note, it's been lovely. We've had a lot of family come around, a lot of family see Trent and spend time with us. A lot of food cooked for us, which honestly is lush. A lot of gifts. It feels better than Christmas. I know the gifts aren't for me, it's for baby, but I love them. And putting him in cute little outfits lasted only so long, and then you realise there's some days that you change him about 3-4 times. We were testing out different nappies, we still are, different nappy brands. Some of them leak badly. Yeah, some of the days it was changing him 3-4 times in a day just from leaks. The cute outfit that the day started with, by the end it's like, let's just find something that's clean. So a lot of laundry loads, which also means that it's just been hectic. It's more housework, and I've had a lot of life admin. I didn't really think about how much there is, but registering him for the doctors, going to the registration to register him as being named and a person. Also it's child benefits, because most people can apply for child benefits. There's just lots of different things that you have to think about. Referrals, going to the midwives, setting up appointments. It's just a lot. It's overwhelming. And I realise why, even though it's like maternity leave, I feel like it's leave that you have to have because your life ends up being going to these appointments, setting them up and doing all these things. My maternity leave is a bit different. I am already missing work, even though it's been 3.5 weeks. I think this is probably the longest break I've had. I had Vietnam, which was last year in March. We were away for 3 weeks, but I was still somewhat working. I still had like light touch. So this is the first time that I've not worked. So yeah, it's very weird. I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day a bit. Not that I'm not grateful for baby and my life and my family, but waking up to crying, changing nappy, feeding, halfway through the feed he'll probably go to the toilet again, so you change again, feed again, rock him to sleep, he'll sleep for a bit, then he'll cry because he's hungry, check his nappy, and I know that is what it is, but for me, I'm like, oh, I need something else, especially being stuck in the bedroom during the heat wave. I'm like, oh, this is just boring. So I've ended up doing a lot of admin stuff. I've seen a lot of creative stuff that would be good, and hence coming back on here and recording, because I was like, I need something and I miss it. I miss having things that bring me joy, and especially because of the heat, I don't want to complain too much, but also things like going into town or seeing friends or going to a park and having a walk with Trent aren't happening. Having people over here, we started off with just family. Because of the heat wave, we haven't had anyone over this week because it's just too hot to be downstairs where I am, sweating away. But it's too hot to be downstairs at all for Baba. It also means me as a social butterfly, I haven't really seen or spoken to people properly for a while, other than Sam. I'm definitely looking forward to the park walks and more friends getting to meet him. And also it's so untidy in here that having people around is also another thing that's like, maybe soon, once we've been able to tidy up a little bit at least. I know like our friends aren't judging and neither is our family, but it's just peace of mind to know that you've got it in a level of, I don't know, nice, not in a complete state, you know? I feel like it's not much to update, but it's also so much to update. Yeah, my little boy, very excited for this chapter. It's still very surreal that I have a child that I'm responsible for. I feel like a child. Not like a child, but like a big kid. But yeah, very excited to share this chapter. If you want to see more, because I'm sharing a lot more of my motherhood journey and this period of my life so far on my other socials, which is Instagram and TikTok at Maya Kipping, please check it out. Give me a cheeky follow. Feel free to slide in my DMs and ask me anything. We have got some of the gadgets. We have tried not to buy into all the consumerism, but at the same time, it's kind of hard not to, because I think some of the gadgets are cool. I love our pram. There's just so much stuff. And same with nappies. There's so many different options. So many different people recommend different ones. So we've been trying out probably about 5 different brands, but the affordable ones, because as much as I believe in some of the brands that I've been recommended, they're so expensive. I need it to be sustainable. Like, he's going to be in nappies for a long time, so I don't really want to be buying into a brand that I'm having to like fork my knees out, when in reality, if there's something that's just as good, that's cheaper, he's still pooing in the same thing. It's not like it suddenly turns to gold if he's pooing in a higher end nappy. As long as it's safe for him and his skin, doing what it needs to do, that it's not leaking, it's covering everything, then, you know, if I can save a bit of money, I'm going to save a bit of money. But I hope you liked this video. It's very chatty and rambly. This is like what I would expect to send as a voice note to my friends, so hopefully you feel that you've had an insight into my brain and we're just having a little chatty catch up. And if you want to see more from me, please feel free to subscribe. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope to hear more from my mamas to be, mums, and those that are just here along for the journey for all my other content as well, because I won't be stopping posting about my business, my UGC, my other things that I do. This isn't like my whole life, it's just a big chapter, big change, it's a big life event, so a lot of my account has been focused on this so far. Please let me know if there's anything also that you would like to see from me in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.